We run out of money because we prepare for today, but never prepare for tomorrow. This sounds small to create a big difference in our wallets, but it changes everything. There is one ancient story that explains this better than any finance book ever written. More than 3,500 years ago, Egypt was the richest nation in the world. The harvests were incredible, food was everywhere. It would have been easy to believe the good times will last forever. But Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dream differently. 7 years of abundance will be followed by 7 years of severe famine. Instead of celebrating the good years, Joseph did something that must have looked strange at that time. He told Egypt to save part of every harvest. So while everyone else was consuming, Egypt was storing. When the famine eventually arrived, they didn't panic. They didn't borrow or go beg in neighboring nations. They had prepared. And one good decision made during the good times protected an entire nation during bad times. That story has everything to do with money. You see, most people only think about money when they're already running out of it. They wait until the car breaks down before wishing that they had an emergency fund somewhere. They wait until they lose their job before thinking about saving. They wait until retirement is around the corner before asking whether they have invested enough. The problem isn't that life surprises us. The problem is that we keep acting surprised by things we already know will happen. There is a reason some people always seem to have money, even if they don't earn the highest salaries. They are not lucky. They have built systems that protect them before the problem or the problems arrive. So the first rule is simple: save first, not last. Warren Buffett once said, do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. Many people do the opposite. We pay every bill, we buy everything we want, and then we hope that there is something left to save. The people who build wealth treat saving like a bill that they owe themselves. The money leaves their account automatically every month before they even have the chance to spend it. And over time, they stop missing it because they learn to live on what is left. And it's almost like they never earned it. The second rule is to stop keeping all your money in one place. You can imagine putting your rent money, grocery money, holiday money, emergency savings, investment money, everything into one wallet. You see, after a few weeks, it would all look like spending money to you. And that's exactly what happens when you put all your money in one bank account. You should have an account for bills, another one for everyday spending, another one for emergencies, another one for investing. I have a video on the 6 accounts that you must have if you really want to build a system, if you really want to be rich. And I'll link it here for you to see. When every pound or dollar or naira has a purpose, you're far less likely to spend that money, especially the one that belongs to the future. The third one is to fix the leaks. Fix the leaks before chasing a bigger income. A lot of us think that the answer to our money problem is earning more. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. If your spending grows every time your income grows, you would always feel broke, no matter how much you earn. A pay rise should improve your future, not just upgrade your lifestyle. You see, one common trap is what we call lifestyle inflation. You buy a better car, move into a bigger house, as per the big girl or guy that you are now, and before long, your higher income has disappeared into higher expenses. I like this part that I read in Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money. He says the highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up every morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. That's freedom. The freedom to walk away from a job that you hate. The freedom to help your family without borrowing. The freedom to sleep peacefully because an unexpected bill won't just destroy your finances. That is wealth. So the fourth rule is to always expect emergencies and don't treat them like rare events. God forbid is not a strategy. Life happens. A job can disappear. A family member may need support. Your car can break down. Unplanned expenses can spring up. And the truth is, these things, they are not unusual. They're just part of life. Your emergency fund is not going to make you rich. It's just going to stop one bad week from becoming 5 years of debt. And just like Joseph in the story stored grain before the famine arrived, your emergency fund is something you build before you need it, not after. And then finally, let your money start working harder for you. Every pound you spend disappears forever, gone for good. Every pound you invest wisely has the chance to earn more pounds. And what it earns goes on to earn more again for you. That's the quiet power of compounding. It doesn't look exciting at the beginning, trust me. It can be painfully slow. But if you give it enough years, it can become almost impossible to stop it from growing. If you're yet to start your investing journey and you would like to be handheld through the process because you don't want to make mistakes, then you should check out our investing coaching program. I'll put the link in the description box for you to see. I also have a video, that you can see on how you can start your investing journey. And I'll see you in that video.